All right, another episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast. On tonight's episode, we talk about what, Brennan?
We talk about the Houston Dynamo not getting 3 points, baby.
Noel Kalskin shutting people down left and right.
And
mostly on the right.
And so much more. So join us.
Hey, welcome to the Random Fan Podcast. He's Brant. He's Brennan. I'm Tyler.
Was that new enough for you? Was that a nice change?
It was good.
Switching it up.
Perspective.
All right, starting off with some passive aggressiveness here.
All right.
To get the episode going. And we had a passive aggressive lineup, if I do say so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I could tell. I could feel it.
No, and we kind of pplayed passive aggressively the whole game.
Oh, man, the second half. Oh, my God.
We're going to break it down.
Let's get to the starting lineup. We had Hoffa Cabral in the goal, Catranis, Junka, Glad, and Kalskin across our back line, Ruiz and Ojeda in the middle as the pivots. Kind of had the 4-2-2, at least. 4-2-4. 4-2-4. Mm-hmm. Luna, Gozo, Goncalves across the top, along with Gotta score up top. And then on the bench, Stadahar, Hidalgo, Russell, Quinton, Vera, Anelli, Markchuk, Barea, and Piol. So, thoughts on the game. Let's get started. That first half.
Well, I thought it was interesting, their lineup, too. Like, they played a little bit of a different lineup, and Bartlow is just really kind of coming into his own. Jonathan Bond, I thought, had a great game in goal. And other than that, I mean, I like Jack McGlynn. He came from Philly in their academy, and he kind of just signed his real big boy contract with Houston here. And you can tell he's got some skill. But I thought it was interesting how we kind of shut him down and didn't let him do a whole lot. He did get some service into the box, which I thought was one of the funny stats we'll talk about later. But, yeah, and Ponce, that guy was on fire against the best team last week, the top of the West last week, San Diego. They're not now. But they were last week, and they went, I guess, scored 4 goals against them, and we shut them out. So, pretty impressive run for RSL here.
Yeah, so far they've taken 10 out of the last 12 points.
Yeah, and the
really
one snub or whatever was in Kansas City, where we couldn't get the second goal after they gave us a red card.
Yeah, self-inflicted. So anyway, other thoughts? Overall, in general, you guys were up in the press box. I was sitting down with my wife. It was nice.
I was drinking soda. No, so the first 14 minutes was pretty impressive. Dynamo really played stretch the whole game, and it felt like they were playing the slow and steady approach, being at elevation. The first 14 minutes, we started to see Gozo really start working, especially in that upper right corner on the north end, and he was getting isolated again, and he kind of got trapped a couple of times. Couldn't really do much. They had one possession where they did set him up. They sent the ball through in the middle. Goza had an opportunity. It was really, really nice play, and it was elevated play, which was really fun to see. But then halfway through, about like the 15th minute and on, you started to see why the Dynamo were doing what they were doing. They were sticking to their formation, and they were not crossing. They were not, changing anything. They hunkered down, and they were holding us off quite a bit in that first half.
Were they trying to limit counterattacks? Is that
one thing that we do is we are heavy on the offense and the defense. So our positions get changed quite a bit. People are switching, especially in the upper third. Gozo came back so frequently. He came back and defended. Diogo even did that a few times. But if you just stick to your formations, generally, you're going to get the reward. I mean, it's not going to be immediately, but, those who wait usually get the best reward. And you saw it really, really well, and you could see why they scored how much they scored in that previous game. When you stay with your formations and you allow the players to be what they're supposed to be a left back. Okay, they're going to cover the left side. If they're going to be a midfield, they're going to be a midfielder. You don't want your striker to be playing a pivot. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And so they really held on to their game plan, and they held us off for a long time in that first half because we were aggressive, but we were also a little crazy with the movement in the ball.
Which chaos can lead to goals. It can lead to a lot of good stuff. Mm-hmm. But I think their discipline is kind of what you're saying, like absorb it. Mm-hmm. And Bossy and Artur kind of bossed around the midfield in that time frame. They stayed at home. They hung out in that middle, and they bossed everybody else around. You know what I mean? They were making sure everybody was covering everybody on the runs, but they didn't ever get stretched out to the sidelines. They stayed a lot central, which is kind of what you're saying, right?
Yeah, and you got to give humongous kudos to Caliscan. He locked up Inali, who's supposed to be just this really talented winger. He made him look so stupid the entire game.
All game long.
I got to grind my gears episode for this one.
Until they moved him.
That's my grind my gears episode, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we can talk about that. One thing I was noticing is the last couple of games, and it's nothing against these players, but before I get there, I think it was Spencer Warren who in the post game I was driving home, had a great point about Gozo, because I want to talk about Gozo. I think they've kind of figured out Gozo at the moment. He's a young player. They didn't know what to do with him, and he's getting behind him, but now they know, just stay in front of him. Stay in front of him, play some solid defense, and make him try and get around you, because they're doing those direct balls over the top, and he's running onto him. I think what Spencer Warren was saying, they need to get him balls where he can run onto the ball.
Like the angles instead of a straight line.
Yeah, exactly. So he's sending the ball to where he could go or where he needs to go, instead of sending the ball to him.
Yeah, and I don't fully agree with having him figured out. I think what they're doing is they're just putting respect on his play. So they are treating him like a star MLS player, and you're seeing the defense, not try to give him so much room. It's just like when Michael Jordan would play. You're obviously not just going to let him have room at the top of the key, or Steph Curry. Like, you got to guard him close.
Well, it's not necessarily figuring him out. It's figuring out how to play defense against him.
Yeah.
And make him beat you.
Yeah, but like you were saying, I guess that straight ball through, you need so much speed, because not only do you have to get around the defender to receive that straight ball, but then you also have the speed to still go past him or make a move inside to beat that guy. Like, that's a little too high level. But that's the biggest thing about this game that I've really not enjoyed too much about Pablo and his coaching. There has to be an identity for the team. There has to be something that is like a baseline tactical play. We have to have something. And right now it's chaos in the sense that they're trying to open up certain things, make players do something they're not used to open up another channel and do all this crazy mucks. But where is like our go-to play? Like, where is our style?
Yeah, and I think our style is the press right now, right? Give them the ball and press them till they give it back.
Yeah,
and like that's not an offensive strategy. Is kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's not us developing play on the ball. Because I mean, every soccer team needs to have that ability. If they have the ball, okay, we got to be able to create something. We can't be like, let's move it up real here, and then we accidentally got it taken away. Now we can play defense and get that ball, and hopefully we're in front of goal. Like, that's happenstance. That's not really a good tactical gameplay.
RSL played right into their Houston's game plan, I think, what you're saying.
Well, I mean, with how much, like, we were putting in way more miles than the Dynamo were, because Gozo was going from the right to the left, back to the middle, up and back, and then Diogo was kind of doing the same thing. You could see Agata wasn't really down for that. Agata's kind of like, hey, let me be in my position and then I can work. And you saw kind of this craziness. And then Diego still played up the left really, really well, but he was also getting a little frustrated too.
Well, and I thought it was interesting because Agata stayed home, so it kind of reminded me of what happened in the pregame. Anybody? No? They honored Alvaro
Savarino.
Anyone? Hello, McFly?
And I kept hoping, man, just sub him in. He's got to be better than the man we got now.
What is he, 42, 43?
He's 43. He played until 2023.
Yeah, he only retired a couple years ago.
He played like 8 seasons after he left RSL.
Yeah, in Costa Rica. Wow. But, I mean, the Costa Rican leagues.
I think he
Fine.
played like 145 more games, or
A lot.
He was very productive after.
Yeah, he still scored a lot of goals.
Like
anyway,
I said, it was Costa Rica,
but I think Agata took a page out of Alvaro's playbook, and he was like, "I'm going to stay in the middle, and I'm going to try to score goals from here," and it almost kind of worked out, right? Multiple times.
And go back to the point, like in the 6th, 7th minute,
Oh my gosh!
the first play that was kind of chaos, but it did come from a pass from a lovely chipped ball from Ruiz that didn't go right to Gozo. He went to space, and then he kind of collected the ball and then sent it back across, and then everybody
Well,
was getting
Caliscan
shot.
almost drew that penalty. Like I think if he would have taken a touch forward, I don't know where the guy's foot was, but it would have been great if he could have chipped the guy and then taken the penalty or something. But
And then
anyway.
Ojeda's.
Yeah.
Ojeda's shot just was lights out. And Bond, was he with the Galaxy or LAFC? I think it was LAFC, they said.
No, I think Jonathan Bond was with the Galaxy.
And he made a
Bond.
diving save to his left. It was one of the LA teams.
Yep.
And that was a great start.
Yeah.
And talking about, I want the two players I really wanted
Galaxy.
to talk about being well defended for Real Salt Lake. Maybe Pablo not having an answer was Gozo and Luna. It looked like the Houston just parked 2 or 3 guys right around Luna, and then
Who
RSL.
were those guys though?
They were probably good defenders.
No, like who were the guys? The actual people. Who were they?
I don't know. You tell me. I was in the stands.
No, they're Artur and Bossy, and they're two of the best at organization.
Well, you kind of didn't really see much of Artur. He was kind of in his position, and
He's not fast.
No, he's not fast at all. Bossy is so good at playing behind somebody, like being defensive behind somebody.
Yeah,
He stole the
coming
ball
behind.
multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of
He's
that
short.
He's that clever guy that gets in your blind spot to kind of dispossess you.
Yep, that happened a lot.
It was really good, but I don't know. I didn't see Luna really get locked up. I mean, he just played on the left.
Well, he didn't feel like he had a lot of touches to really be dangerous. I mean, he would pop up every once in a while, but it seemed like, number one, they had guys around him, and his teammates weren't finding him in space.
Oh yeah. So that brings up a very good point.
Okay.
So if you watch, there was a couple of times where he gets outside this 18 that he really likes to do, him and Gozo, on this left side, and every time he came in, it almost looked like he was going to shoot. Diogo was nowhere near anywhere positioning himself to receive the ball. You also had Agata, who was honestly waiting for something else to happen to give him the ball. Like it was
strange, huh?
It was the worst off the ball playing I've seen out of RSL in a very long time.
Yeah, it's like once somebody got to the box, everybody else was disconnected from
Yeah,
them.
it was kind of like it's
So,
one
all
of those.
right, you're in there, shoot it.
Yeah, just shoot it.
I hope you shoot it because I'm not doing anything.
It's kind of like you got Agata who wants to hold up, wants to get the ball at his feet or wherever, and then you've got free agents out there kind of trying to create, and they're just not gelling. And that was really, Diogo had he popped up a couple of times, but I was really disappointed. I was expecting him to just kind of keep getting farther and farther away from the Menendez line, but man, he got sucked right back.
Well, I don't know if I,
I think
do that.
offensively, but defensively, he put in work. I think he had 5 or 6 interceptions where he
He was-
jumped the pass, and
He was kind of the unsung hero of the
I
game.
thought so. Yeah, defensively as well. Yeah, I thought he had a good defensive game.
Yeah, but one of the questions I wanted to ask Pablo at the end of the game, but because everybody else always asks their generic questions, I was like, yeah, I'll just save it for next time. I was like, hey, Pablo, this is me, hypothetical, in my head. I said, Pablo,
The best questions are the ones that you leave in your head.
yeah,
That's what I found.
I have a question about Diogo. He seems to be an artist on the field, but the moment he starts painting, somebody bumps him and he stops painting. Is he ever going to start getting more physical and allowing himself to still play soccer when somebody nudges him? Because there was probably
I like that.
4 or 5 times during this game where he had a brilliant run, great possession, and he just lightly gets a different touch and somebody gets on him and he immediately slows down and gets off of the ball.
Yep.
Like he's
Slows up
like
play, passes it backwards.
yeah, like it's not worth it. And the MLS, it's like you have to get down and dirty with these people. Like, a lot of these people are not very good, and so they make up for it with elbows. Like,
Right.
you're in the paint trying to play basketball, you know?
Uh-huh.
And so, that was a jab at my dad.
Church ball.
I can't remember. Yeah, go ahead.
But, yeah, I
I was
felt
thinking another game.
he did a really great job getting back when he needed to get back. He was pretty essential for certain passes not to happen, which was really good. But, like, once again, I mean, when he was moving the ball forward, there is just this, like there is no, like, basic, I go here, this is going to be my option, or this is going to be my option. It's full on, whatever's natural is natural, and you're seeing it because nothing is connecting. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's efficiency in simplicity. Like, we need to have some form of attack that is simple, and then we can go into the how we feel that day kind of play.
Yeah, and there were, I think, 10 guys in the box a lot. Houston plays very defensively. And to be fair, that 22 kid playing center defender, Pablo Ortiz, kid had a game. Like, that guy was all over the place.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, he did some good work. So, if there was anybody on that team that I thought I would like that guy on our team, it was him.
But the first half, overall, really, really good. I mean, we were susceptible to so many set pieces. It was almost like, why are we not getting any set pieces? I mean, like corners, I understand that, but, like, literally just drop ball set pieces. Like, why aren't we getting any challenges? Like, why aren't we being physical to where we're winning these?
Which is weird because we drew a couple of yellow cards in the first half too.
Yeah, but it seemed like, I don't know if the stats are there, but it seemed like the Dynamo had far more set pieces than us.
Yeah, I was getting nervous the whole game. I was like, man,
We're like one mishap away.
Yes, one mishap away, and I think that's because they've struggled so far this year. Last year, the last couple of seasons, you got to the point where you weren't worried about it, right? Because they were in good form, they were winning, they're in third place, and you just expect them to not.
They were up 2 goals a lot of times too, right?
Yeah,
And they're
and,
like, an insurance goal.
but now I think we're at that tipping point where we're either going to go in the right direction,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or it's all hanging in the balance.
Yeah, I can feel that if you kind of think back on the whole season, how we've done well, we've held off, and then those last little bits of moment, there's just this little brain fart or something that's making us concede 3 points.
But it's not as bad as if we had somebody else in goal. Cabral really, I think, he's like the guy
He's
that's
so good.
that's keeping it pretty
Cabral
balanced.
and Glad, there's the whole reason why we have any shot at having a good season. You know?
And you know what? We pointed out a couple times from the press box
Just how good Glad was.
that Glad was covering a ton of ground.
Yeah.
He was intercepting balls right and
was.
left. He was pressuring number 10 Ponce the whole time.
Yeah.
He ate his lunch.
Did you ever see Ponce?
No.
Did he
you
score?
see
No.
Glad leave with his girlfriend after?
Yeah, dude. That's right. Oh, yeah.
Whole 9 yards.
No, but yeah. So when they were matched up, there were 2 different times, and I pointed them out to you because I was sitting by you in the press box. I was like, "Oh, dude, Junka just totally miffed on that."
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I'm like, I like him more outside on the wing than I like him inside
Oh,
next
my
to
gosh.
Glad.
Okay.
I was a little worried. That was my worry.
We were having
of how
this
they were going to attack
conversation up in the press while we were watching this game, and we were talking about how Vera's not in the game, and Junka is. And you think about it, like, there's something about Vera that makes you feel good, but then there's that little sliver of, like, he could do something stupid,
Yeah.
or he's gonna kind
Not
of
tuck
miss.
shirt, Vera. Not tuck shirt.
well,
Vera, but the other Vera.
he's gonna let his quality go just down for like a moment.
With Vera, it's like, where'd he get that hammer?
Yeah, and honestly,
did he headlock that guy?
he has this like nonchalant way of like, if something goes crazy, he kind of just looks cool and collected. But then
Right.
sometimes he chooses the worst way. But anyways, what I was saying was like, Junka kind of made me appreciate that different style of playing that left center back position, because he was far, like, they relied on him to send that ball down. Like every time they played out the back, Glad would give it to Cabral. Cabral was shifted over Junka. Junka didn't even hesitate. There was no like pause like you'd see with Glad, or who's the other guy I was saying that pauses? There was somebody like if he didn't pause, we could have just been on it so quick. It was probably Hidalgo, who knows?
Yeah.
But once it got to Junka, he was just quick, looked up, boom, sent the ball, and there was a couple of times where he got some guys running tons of space around and could have gotten so many goals.
Yeah.
It was an impressive performance by Junka.
He did. But there were 2 or maybe 3 times where he, like, I think it was a corner around the 17th minute where Junka just lost his guy and guy got a free header. But
super
just
off
missed
the back.
goal.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, good.
That happened like 2 or 3 times where there was a guy not marked.
Oh, it was open play. It was an open play. It wasn't on a corner, but it was a little bit later on.
But there was 2. I remember 2 of them.
Just ran away from him, dude. Yeah, it was strange. So. And then there was that chance in the 23rd. I thought he was going to get that, dude.
I did too. The pass came in. That came in from Ojeda. It was a hot pass. Caught Diogo right in the feet.
Right in the
It looked like a shot. It didn't look like a pass.
Yeah.
And then he kind of did that toe poke thing.
And did the outside foot.
Yeah, and maybe if that's one where maybe if he just kind of squares it, Agata was right there, we get a goal. But it was a beautiful, beautiful attempt nonetheless, and shows that he does have an amazing amount of skill.
Yes, quite a bit.
And it's when he uses that vision that we're super dangerous getting in the box.
And that was frustrating me because we sit on a corner in section 25, and in the first half, I guess it was the second half when they were coming, Houston was coming our way. But just the frustration at how long it takes RSL to make some decisions like Brendan was talking about, where Junka wasn't waiting. They just need to be quicker. And that's really frustrating. That comes, you don't see that, the higher you go up in the leagues, you see quicker, crisper passes and decisions. Sometimes sometimes they don't work, but it's just a different level. And I would love to see RSL know where they're going to pass the ball before they get it.
Yeah.
And it looks like they collect the ball, look around, and try and figure it out. And then the opportunity's missed, and then they just go backwards. And it just plays into, even though in the postgame, Cabral talked about how they invite people to press, and they're comfortable with that. But it didn't look like it this game. They were playing with fire.
I didn't think as much. Maybe I just had a different point of view from where I was sitting, but it didn't look like they were getting a ton of chances. But then I looked at the end of the game, and the stats were like 18 shots for them, 17 for us, 5 shots on goal for us, 4 shots on goal for them, and they outpossessed us 56-44. But
that was towards the end.
Yeah, most of that came in the last 15, 20 minutes of the game. But yeah, they outpassed us 571-410. I was like, wow.
But there's like so much flashes of brilliance in this game. Because like just before this one, the 24th minute, there was one on it was like the 21st or 22nd. There was a play between Luna, Diogo, I think it was Catranis and Junqua. They were just playing on the left side. They did this, give and go kind of stuff, and then they ended up getting down the far left side, and it was like, oh man, this is the play of soccer I want to see more. Like I want to see all this almost like a triangle passing to let somebody run, but then continue that going forward. But we're not.
Yeah. Well, and we had 5 corners, but 4 of them were in the first half. There was that one where,
25th minute.
In and Catranis ran up on it, and he tried to just place it, but he just missed the goal.
He's such a good player. When he drew the yellow card, like that was such a brilliant play by him, because he goes that one Dynamo defender's running up to him, and Catranis hits it, but he also moves his body forward into him to draw like a huge foul. I mean,
Andrade.
Yeah, and I think he got really hurt, but it was totally on purpose. Like he totally drew a yellow card out of him, and it was so intelligent. I love Catranis.
And then he cracked him back like 2 minutes later. I'm like, watch, he's going to wait 2 minutes, and then he's just going to lay that dude out.
He did?
And he did, yeah.
I thought that shot was going in.
Oh, yeah, that one timer with the left foot. See, look how fast. Do you see what I mean? He is just ball. He's got purpose immediately after.
And he played Luna in about the 40th minute.
That touch was naughty.
Yep.
And Luna doesn't want to run with people. He wants to change angles and then He got that deflected shot, which led to the corner.
Yep, and we get to the goal. It was like Brendan said, it was a great play. He just turns quick, boom. What was that, 60-yard pass?
Yeah.
Right on the money. Luna brings it down.
Luna's kind of slow. There was once where he just got run by, like, he was chasing it, and both the guys running with him just outran him. So he's not, like,
that was the second
fast.
half.
Yeah, remember that
That
one?
was the second half.
Well,
going
and-
down back.
The thing I'm seeing right now is that they're like 90% there.
Yeah.
There's just a little bit of trust that they've got to get to. Luna has to trust his teammates just a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Not a lot, just a little. Like in the play that led to, it was a great shot, but in the earlier play, there's a couple of times where he could lay it off.
Well, yeah, run this play back right here. Just jump back 10 seconds or whatever. Luna has it, and Gozo's making a run. Who's that? Is that Gozo on the outside?
Gozo and then Agata
And
running the
Agata.
backdoor pass.
Both were on the wings. He could have laid the ball off to either one of them, and they would have had one-on-one with the goalie.
Okay, so
But I get it. You're Diego Luna. You have a shot yourself, so you take it. And it got blocked and out for a corner. Almost went in.
what's your point with this?
I think that if he trusted them just a little bit, and he makes one or two passes to his teammates, then right now it looked like in the game it looked like Houston knew he wasn't going to pass.
Yeah, so
So he could open himself up for more opportunity if he lays it off to his teammates once in a while. I'm saying it's
But here's the thing, though. Okay, now, you have Diego Luna, right? What did he just do before this game?
yeah, and I think that's
No, but I'm saying from his perspective, right? So he just came from USA. What type of runs off the ball are USA doing?
all kinds.
All kinds, right? They have a certain style, they have certain runs. When Diego Luna gets the ball, it's not him isolated by himself. He's got options, right? Then you come to this game. He is still holding the same standard. You could tell he was like frustrated because he knows he's at a level right now that can be incredibly successful. And then you have Gozo, who's kind of just this wild child that gets to run around and do whatever. And you have to somehow match up to him, you know what I mean? And then Agata was never in front of the ball. He was always behind or behind another defender. Like, it was hard. Like, that play right there. He catches the ball with his foot like a little baby. Like, the baby fell out of a tree. He caught it. This nice little, and I think he gave it a kiss on the forehead and said goodnight. But look at this ball right here. He doesn't know that Agata's behind him. There's no way he's going to send that to Gozo, because Gozo's right next to a defender. He's going to pass it off to there. The defender's got far post covered, and then the goalie's square in the center. That's not going to look good. Hitting straight in front, that's a better option because it's a better
I think
angle.
it's the right choice in that moment. I just think he, like Brant said, you lay one or two of those off, and then you open your shot up a little bit more.
But he's also had, before this, he had there was multiple opportunities for all of these players to show that they're able to do that off the ball.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing that. The upper third has become this unorganized identity in that upper third. It's like the Wild Wild West. No rules. There's no like guidelines. There's no roads. There's no like, hey, let's do this. It's all it's like
Somebody
chaos.
makes a run, tries to cut across, goes those dragging players everywhere.
Well, yeah, because if you watch other MLS games, how does Boanga score? He runs up the left side. They give him the ball.
Everybody gets over on the right.
Yeah.
They allow Boanga all the space and time he needs.
And if he needs to, he's going to send it across. If he doesn't and he can make a move, he's going to make a move. And then
And
if
he's
he
going to try to draw a penalty.
If he sucks, he's going to draw a penalty. Yeah. And so it's like they know it's coming, but it's successful,
Still can't
right?
stop it. Yeah, to some
Ours is like, how are we going to create today? You know what I mean? Like, are we going to hit it
We're
off somebody's
aligned.
back and then do a bicycle kick into Ojeda's head, and then Ojeda's going to send it off the post? You know what I mean? Like, we don't have like hey, let's get this ball at the top of the box, we're going to score. You know what I mean? Like, there's none of that.
Yeah.
That comes from, I think, going back to Pablo. We did some interviews. We were wandering around. We love talking to RSL fans. You can check out our interviews with some random fans, just like you. We have on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Twitter, wherever you get your socials. We're trying to get your opinions. And I was surprised there was some animosity there. Some people
Tailgating
that really, they really don't want RSL They want RSL
Pablo.
to succeed, but they want Pablo out.
See, that's so crazy to me. Because even though I'm kind of bashing where we're at right now, we would have never gotten to this level without him. Like, literally, we would not have gotten this anywhere near.
Mediocrity?
This is not mediocrity.
I know.
Are you kidding me?
One of the things, talking about Diego Luna reminds me of a story I was watching, and it was the catcher who played for the Braves, and he was catching with Greg Maddux. And if you want to watch a great pitcher, go watch Greg Maddux. I don't think he threw over 90 miles an hour. The guy was just a witch with the ball. And they were in the game and they were winning.
This is baseball, kid.
Baseball. But this is the story about it. It's like they're in the game, it's a regular season, they're beating a team, and they've got their star player coming up to bat, and there's a good count, and Maddox tells him, I'm gonna send him like a fastball, even though instead of a breaker or an off-speed pitch.
Which he doesn't really do. That's not
so
his
he
style.
gives him this pitch, and the guy just knocks it out of the park. And his catcher's like, what are you doing? He says, well, you know what? They're a good team. We're a good team. We're probably going to see him in the playoffs. And we're going to get in a situation where he's going to expect that pitch again.
Yeah.
And just so happened, that's exactly what happened. He was expecting that pitch, and he froze him and struck him out. So it's kind of like with Luna. Sometimes you have to set up what you really want to do 4 or 5 passes ahead.
You got to play chess
Or something. I mean,
instead of checkers.
Connect 4. It's like Connect 4.
But connect the front 4.
And I agree. I don't begrudge Luna for, he's the best player on the team, man. Put the team on your back and try and do it.
Oh, I don't think he's the best player on the team, though. I mean, he's like top 3 for sure. Because you got Cabral, you got
Best
Glad,
offensive player?
and then offensive player. Oh, so then it's just Glad, and then
Cabral.
Caliscan.
Yeah. So let's talk about the goal. We've got our goal describer ready to go for the goal that came after the great play from Diego Luna being selfish and taking that shot and getting it clipped over and Bond knocking it over.
All right.
Wait, so did he just pull a Maddox on you, huh?
So
He shot on the goal to set up the goal later
exactly,
on.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah,
That's how it works out.
yeah. So ball gets out, and our boy Pablo Ruiz gets over there, and he's setting up the left-footed in-swinger from the right side extended, and he approaches the ball. And before he approaches the ball, I get up from my seat in the press box, and I walk in, and I get popcorn. No one else is in there, so I'm like, oh, it's going to be wide open.
I have hold on, can I interrupt? I have a Tyler moment.
Oh, let's hear.
Okay,
Tyler.
so we were up there, we were talking to Marcus and stuff, and we're like, hey, what's your thing for the game? Like, what's your prediction? And I said, it's going to be 3-0 RSL, and Agata is going to score one of them. And lo and behold,
Agata scored.
I mean, I told my brother, I was like, I just saw Agata, and I was like, that guy's going to score. Lo and behold,
He did call that before the game.
Sorry, anyways.
But I said 1-0, and you said Agata's going to score. So between the two of us, we got it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Somehow I said 5-0. I saw.
Yeah, we just made that up and threw it on Twitter for you.
It was a good guess.
Yeah. So I get up, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get some popcorn, and then I'm going to come back. And I thought they were going to take a minute on this corner. I really thought somebody was injured. So I went to get popcorn, and I look up after I fill my popcorn thing, and I hear the stadium erupt, and I look over at the monitor, and it's a second or two behind, because it's the Apple broadcast. And I look over, and we had scored. So then I went and did my research, and Pablo hit the cross pretty well. It was a little high, but Bond wasn't coming. He was hanging out on his line the whole time. So I think Pablo knew he could put a little air under it and get a little more precise with the location. And Agata heads it, and his defender just kind of heads it back to him, basically. He heads it off the guy, and it falls to his feet, and he just set his feet real quick, reset, and just hit it into the only daylight that wasn't, orange.
Just into the mass,
basically. Yeah. And Bond had no chance to get that. It went through 5 guys and just nuzzled in the back of the net, all cozy and sweet, like a sweet little baby.
And I liked how Agata just pounded it down. He wasn't trying to be fancy.
Kick it down.
He just slammed it.
Yep.
Kept it on frame, which RSL has struggled to do at times. Just put the ball on frame, good things happen.
Yep. Yep. Hang around in the box long enough. And then Agata went and, got the ball after. I was like, why are you not celebrating, bro? And I think all his teammates were thinking the same thing. He grabs the ball and starts running back. Let's go. We're losing or something. We got more to do here. And good for him. I like that. Get after it. Come back,
Yeah, you haven't done anything. The game's not over. You haven't done anything yet.
42nd, 43rd minute, and, he scored. But, enjoy it, man.
There's a lot to be said to people who just blue collar, just play the game.
Yeah, and in the post-game press conference, he said, oh, man, I felt so good to score. Pablo wants us to play a lot of defense, but scoring just makes everything better,
So we get to halftime, even though Houston had a lot of free headers, it looked like, this game. Not dangerous, but still free. And then we almost...
got another one before halftime.
Yeah, another great cross pass that finds Diego. See, that's another one. I guess they're offside.
But you timed that better, right?
Yeah.
Diego has a new move that he uses every single time.
Take a left or right.
He does that little roll the foot over the ball, use the back foot to heel forward.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a Ronaldo-esque type of move.
But if you know it's coming, it's easy to defend. Just like Calascan did his homework on that kid on the other side, he just kept picking his pocket.
Dude, I think
he was so patient and disciplined in doing it.
And Ollie didn't get a chance until the second half when he did a weird little 360 when he didn't need to do a 360.
Yeah.
And Calascan, hats off to you, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Well of a game.
Halftime. We get to halftime. It's 1-0. RSL. It's big. What you've all been waiting for. It's time for your orange slices. And like we said, we gave out a lot of orange slices for the game, talking to random fans like yourself. So anyway, Brennan, who gets your orange slice?
Honestly, I kind of feel like I need to give it to Junka. I think Junka was really really good defensively, and a lot of the looks that we had in transition were from his left foot. And we relied heavily when Dynamo started to press more later in the game. We relied heavily on him. So I think he really showed his colors today.
How about you, Brent?
You know what? I thought about it, not to be too obvious, but I was glad to have Ojeda back. Ojeda, he's still a little rusty. He's been gone for a while, but I thought he had some great shots. He had some great passes, and wasn't smart. Got a yellow card, so he misses the next game against Portland. But for me, it was nice to have him back, and it felt good. So I will give Ojeda my orange slice.
Nice. I'm going to go with the super obvious and go with the goal scorer, Mr. William Agata. Now, here's the thing. He didn't play great up until then, but he did the work. He was working his tail off. He was trying hard. I asked him in the post game if he likes knocking people over. He said he does. He's like, it's not as fun as scoring goals, but it's next best thing is knocking guys around. So he scored the goal, made the difference in the first half, and at that point I was like, hey, that's looking good.
You got to give it to Cotranis though, because he took out Bartlow and then stared him down, and that made me very happy.
Yeah, there was some good candidates. Obvious. If there was a golden orange slice, a Calascan maybe.
Oh yeah, Calascan, yeah.
Give him, yeah. So I was kind of going back and forth, but Calascan was man of the match.
I think
he was.
Yeah, I don't think he put a foot wrong all game till they switched him into the center of the field, but that's the second half, so we'll save that.
So any RSL related things you want to talk about? Did we talk about Nelson Palacio?
Yeah, so Nelson Palacio gets the loan. He's going to Germany.
Switzerland.
In Switzerland, part of Germany.
He had to go to Germany to get to Switzerland. There's no direct flight.
Oh, it's Zurich. Zurich? FC Zurich?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought it was... Never mind. Doesn't matter what I thought it was, because...
Bayern Munich or something?
No, Zurich, dude. It's Zurich.
Well, that's exciting. That's
Bayern
exciting.
Bayern Zurich.
Why is that exciting, though?
That means we're probably bringing somebody in?
Yeah, we're bringing somebody in that could be very
foreign.
expensive and an international spot.
And probably U22.
Possibly, yeah. That one Colombian that was hinted.
Brian Leon.
And I saw a rumor today, FC Pauli might be interested in Noel Caliscan.
No way.
It's rumors,
Pauli, are they in the
FC
first?
Pauli, I think.
Are they in the?
They go back and forth. I think they
Bundesliga?
spend a lot of time in Bundesliga too.
Oh, they're a yo-yo club.
That'd be
Yeah.
good for him, dude. If he can get on a team that's like with a starting position, and he's actually like a midfielder.
Well, Pablo all the time talks about his high soccer IQ, right?
Yeah. I love Caliscan.
Whoa.
Whoa, that escalated so quick, dude.
Love.
It was like 2 weeks ago. You were like, "I hate this guy. Why can't we get a right back that's a right back?"
Well,
will somebody give me a right back? Will somebody play right back, please? Someone, anyone?
So endearing. I
am in love with Caliscan.
Dropped a bomb on us.
Well, we were in the lunchroom. Our lunch trays kind of touched. Yeah, it was sparks.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Sparks. Anyway, I like him because he's nailed that. We don't have to. When was the last time we talked about a right back? We haven't had to talk about him.
Until we play a higher level team that's going to exploit him.
Yeah, but I don't know that. We'll see. But he has really played well, and that's his. He's got the starting spot, and he's better than Brody.
Yes.
He's better than Hidalgo.
Yes.
He's better than anybody we've had a right back in
Wow.
a while.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Probably since Aaron Herrera.
See, now I do think that he needs to stay in that position a little bit longer. I want to see what he does against Buwanga.
And do something offensively too, like be able to put some crosses in. Because Bodie, when he came in for him, didn't outplay him defensively, but he outplayed him offensively.
Yeah.
Bodie got in the box twice.
What?
Bodie got into the box twice and knocked a couple.
Who gave him the ball in the box?
Let's go to. Are we going to go to second half?
Oh my gosh! Do you know what really
We'll jump
grinds
in.
my gears?
Let's
We're
jump
done
in.
with the.
No, we're
done
doing
with-
grind my gears.
We're doing it. Grind your gears, then we're going to jump into the second half.
How stupid is it that we sub in Hidalgo?
Very.
How stupid? Because now, when I first did this, I was like, wow, stupid decision. Now, I know it's because they have to get, Ojeda off, do all this moving around. Caliscan's probably a better option to be in the midfield to replace him.
Because Ojeda's on a yellow.
Yeah, so you can't get him into a red, and shortly after, he probably would have gotten red. So, yes, there was a good idea to do that. However, holy crap. 5 seconds in, he immediately gets dispossessed.
Dude, Bodie bites so hard on that play. His first play in the game, he comes to the sideline, bites, and bro runs right by him in on goal.
Gosh, man.
And the whole press box was like,
Well, it's like he did
whole
not.
stadium.
He didn't watch
Yeah.
what was it like 60, 70 minutes?
and Glad just totally.
He didn't
took
watch
it,
70
did a good
minutes
job,
of
but-
Caliscan not challenging until the 18-yard box. Like that's what was working.
Yeah.
Like, would you not just be like, hey, Caliscan was doing this really cool thing. Maybe I should continue
I'll
doing that
just do
really
the
cool
opposite.
thing.
No. Like-
And, oh my gosh, dude! And the weighted pass from this dude, like how many times did he send a pass and it was way too much? Diogo kind of did one too later in the half. Oh my gosh, that grinded my gears so much. I wanted to throw something, and I was very upset. But I understand where they're
I
coming from.
like Bodie, and I
Oh,
like
you
the
love
positions he gets into on offense. But he needs to just knock the ball in instead of waiting or wait, right? Like you're doing one of two things. If you're going to wait, like hold the ball up, get even wider, let that ball run all the way out there, take the extra 10 seconds, hold it up in the corner, play for the win. I'm cool with that. But don't do this halfway thing where you're letting the ball run to you, but you're not really hitting it, and then when you do, you just kick it right into the defender. Come on, bro. I was a little bugged by that.
He has struggled this year. He's taken he was headed forward. I think maybe it wasn't last season, the season before, where he scored late in the playoff.
Oh,
Could have
yeah,
seen
that
the
was-
playoff.
was that
was
Portland
2
a
or
long
3
time
years
ago?
ago.
Yeah.
When he played up the right side.
Yeah, but I think his confidence has just been. I think he might have been expecting, hey, man, I'm going to be the starting right back this season.
No.
And the right back has just been a mess until they said, all right, is there anybody else? We're out of right backs. Is there anybody else that can play this? Noel. Did you play like when you were 7? Yeah. All right. Here you go. You're right back.
Get in there, he's young
And
Yeah, man.
So I can see where his confidence has probably been shaken, and sometimes players bounce back from that after
Well,
a couple of, after a
there.
season of learning.
He's not far off.
I think he's far off.
So far, because not only if you take away the defense, you take away the offense, his understanding of moving the ball is out of the question, not okay. Like, he is not okay on the ball. He's not okay passing. Like, him in that right back position is not a fit. I mean, maybe in the in the midfield he can do that. Maybe like a 4-4-2. That's going to be a better fit for him. But I do not see him as a right back. It is not it. Not even close to it. Great guy though. Like, really great guy.
Yeah, I like him too. He's a good kid. He's that homegrown, but man, he just really struggles. And I think he's been, unless he's a player that needs to dig deep and figure it out, or he's going to be figuring it out somewhere else.
Well, and I think he's better at center back, which is strange because he grew up playing wide. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, maybe he's just a player that's just in between positions, and he's got to figure out where he can best play. Or maybe he needs to, with the amount of players that Pablo says they're thinking of bringing in, 3 or 4, somebody's going to have to move off the senior roster.
Yep, he might find a spot on the Monarchs. He's put in a Monarchs shift or 2 this year.
Yes.
Or
Getting back from injury.
Maybe he heads off to the USL to get some playing
consistent
time.
playing time.
Consistent playing time and find himself a new club. But, there's a whole bunch of players that
Find some confidence.
Oh, we're not selling him. We're not
He's
getting rid
cheap.
of him. No.
Well,
Not cheap. It's just he's homegrown. I mean, we're going to keep him.
Right.
Who's going to
And
leave?
he's
Is it Javane Brown and McMath? Who are these players
Who's
that...
McMath? Well, who's that guy?
Oh,
This
yeah,
dude that's like he's still got an issue with his shoulder.
No, I'm just
no.
kidding. I like McMath, but
Yeah,
man,
he
Cabral
is.
has sure made this spot his, huh?
There is no way, I looked it up today, McMath's 33, Cabral's 35. There's no way your backup to Cabral is going to be a 33-year-old.
Right.
It's going to be Stadahar, and with the keepers that they keep talking about in the academy and the Monarchs, there is just no way Zach McMath is
Back.
ever playing for RSL again.
Wow.
Not that
You're
not in control of that.
I think he has proved to be a great
Human.
human, and I really he just didn't some of those players that something goes wrong every time, and it just can't get over the hump. He got run out of Colorado because that Timmy Howard showed up, even though he was playing well there. So
Philly, where he started his career, right?
he got run out of there.
Yep.
So I really like him, but I think he's I don't expect him back next year. That's for sure.
Yeah, not under the current circumstances.
No. So we're in the second half, right?
Yep.
And the second half, it was like they were just in our half of the goal all.
I was just going to talk about this one.
Okay,
the 53rd minute.
53rd minute, after just relentless pressure, almost like this is
Junka
what I
got
want to talk
pulled
about
out,
too.
dude. Junka got pulled out.
RSL was terrible with their second chances. However you want it, whatever the term is for. They get the turnover, there's the second ball, they get the turnover, and then they panic. They weren't composed to find the outlet. They were, even Cabral had a turnover or two. It wasn't his best game in the distribution side of it. But there was teammates, every time that they would get the ball, they were because Houston was on them and had all the pressure, it got to RSL, and they weren't finding the outlet or just setting the ball far and wide out of bounds, kind of like what PSG does now to start the game. Have you seen that?
Man, we should have talked about PSG at halftime. Big sore losers, getting their butts kicked by Chelsea, and then whining and crying and want to fight after.
But
Big babies.
Their play is on the first play, they send the ball clear out in the corner out of bounds so they can get up and press.
Yeah.
And it got to, I think it got to RSL a little bit. I don't think they were as crisp and clean as they have been in recent games, and it almost cost them. But it didn't, but...
Well, that's the benefit of what Houston does. Houston was playing the slow and steady, and they stayed in their formation, and they stayed wide. They didn't condense. They didn't really have too many players in one area, where RSL likes to overload a lot of players in the upper third and move up, and we shift a lot, and we play so much out of the left side. And that's what I was really happy about this game, was we started to see Caliscan be able to distribute the ball on the right side, so it was cool to see that change of field. But if you watch the change of field, Dynamo were very poised and collected. They weren't really panicking in any way, shape, or form. And by this time, by that second half, midway in, probably like 10 minutes in, you started to see the benefit of that, especially since they're fighting elevation. You know what I mean? Like, they should be pretty gassed, but they've been pretty smart in that first half. And we really started to get really not so dangerous, and the Dynamo were pouncing on it.
Yeah, I think it was interesting because, like you said, they were very disciplined, and Sam got pulled out of the middle on this particular play in the 53rd minute, and what happened was they slid a guy out, and Sam went with him, so they were overloading one side, not a lot, but then you see their guys sneak down the middle, and
Artur?
Sam
Or
it was Bossy.
Yeah, it was Bossy.
And then Sam had to react because, your pivots are right here just standing there letting the ball go through. And so Bossy receives the ball, and it's basically 2-on-1 with Glad, or 3-on-2 if you include the outside guys with Caliscan and the other guy out here wide.
Bruh.
So Caliscan's 5 steps behind if Glad has to slide, and he does. And so Glad slides over, and then that leaves the little 11 kid out wide open, and Pablo's still just standing there, right? But Junca kind of recovers, but then they're halfway between their defenders, and that's the trouble with zonal marking, right? You get in this halfway between place, and then you got to do a lot of last-ditch defending, and that's sliding in and hoping things go well, and that's kind of what happened here. Bossy kind of held it a little bit too long, in my opinion, and then he lays it off to someone who hits Ponce, is a tall, lanky guy out the side, who hits Ponce, who's wide open at this point, because Glad and Caliscan are both still 50-50, and then he's inside the penalty spot. He's not quite to the 6, but I thought that's a goal, because this guy's a killer, right? And then Ponce hits it, Caliscan nicks it, Cabral taps it, and it hits the post and goes out, and I was like, we might win this game. We might win it 1-0 like I thought.
Yeah, that was the play. I was like, oh man, they had plenty of opportunities. They should have scored, and maybe looking at the stats, a 1-1 draw might have been, what the soccer gods wanted. But as it is, maybe things are balancing out.
They had a 1.9 xG, bro. Like, expected goals were almost at 2, and I think most of it came from that play right there. Right? Ponce puts that away more times than not.
Yeah, it was frustrating because that's the end. We sit down and they were attacking, and it was just like, get the ball out of there. And I will say, they subbed in,
which I thought was silly. Their subs were right after our subs, and our subs were bad. Like,
let's talk about
the Bodie sub, and then Caliscan goes centrally, and both of them, within 1 minute of that sub and that change happening, both of them made a mistake. And Caliscan almost got a red because he kind of grated the guy with his cleats, trying to take him down and stop the play. But I think he did it soft enough that they were like, there wasn't a whole lot in it.
Vera got skinned too.
Yeah.
There was one of those plays inside the box. He got skinned too. It wasn't as bad as this one we were talking about in the 54th minute. But the Bodie coming in, I'll give Bodie credit. He did settle down. As RSL just kind of parked the bus, they ended up with 5 in the back. They send in Quinton.
Yeah. They get that height in
see,
there.
that's the one I wanted to bring up.
Defend.
Why did we bring in Hidalgo when Quinton is such a good option?
Well, we brought them both in, but
what I mean by that is, like, why didn't we move, like, Quinton to the left, keep Caliscan at the back, put in somebody else? Like, why did we put in Hidalgo at the right back?
Probably because they were thinking about bringing off Ojeda. Which
we needed the center defensive mid sub, but you could have put Anelli in.
Anelli did come in late, but also Ojeda was on a yellow. He's already missing the next game.
Yeah, let him
Why
go.
not have him play it out? Because you don't
why
want to
not?
go down a man.
Not playing it out, but Ojeda's relatively calm.
Right.
He's
He
good.
doesn't get dumb fouls.
Well, that yellow was the dumbest yellow ever because he's saying that his arm went up and hit him. Like, if you watch the replay, it's not even up near his face.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
Houston was just. I hate the way they weren't Chelsea-like, but they were close.
I want yellow cards to be video reviewable. Like, you can do, like, 1 a game or 2 a game.
Well, I think you can challenge them. You can, and RSL could challenge that one.
After the game.
Well, it's after the game, but I'm saying
but
in the
yeah.
game because that changes the whole game. Now he has to play incredibly cautious. That changes a player's ability to play the game.
I think if a player goes down like they've been shot and they grab their face, and then when they get up and there's no blood, that's not a yellow card. Right?
What if he has a concussion because you knocked him and he landed on his head, though?
Well,
That's not blood.
usually
That's a
when you get a
concussion.
concussion, the last thing you're doing is grabbing your face.
Yeah, no
It's
kidding.
those guys that grab
Yeah,
and cover
because
their
you're knocked
face.
out.
Yeah, so it's a good indicator to these refs, and I really tried multiple times to get the "We Want Tory" chant going out of our section because
But it
Chris
didn't
Penzo
Didn't work.
didn't work. I don't know if they knew what I was talking about, but
I heard you.
thank you, appreciate that.
I mean, because you texted it to me.
Well, Tori's done us dirty the last 2 times.
She has,
I know.
yeah, she hasn't had a great season at least for RSL, but she's still better than Chris. But it wasn't too bad.
Chris
but he,
didn't mess the game up.
No, but
To be fair.
he did.
He missed a.
He missed
Houston-
a couple things, but it didn't. None of them led to goals.
He played into Houston's hands a little bit, but that's the way they play.
And we still beat him.
But I think that's why Quentin came in later for Agata because they figured, well, I was surprised they put in Piol, and he almost. I like
Right
Piol.
at the end.
Which brings up, we're talking about, I'll bring it up now. I was listening to a podcast, and then we don't have to do the Come On Crowley update because we're still in preseason. But they were talking to a player. They were talking to the new, one of the new sponsors, new owners for Crawley Town. Reef, it's called Reef. They do some blockchain, crypto, something or another. But anyway, they were looking at other places to sponsor. They're like, a lot of people looking where do we get into the sports for recognition, and they said they looked at the A-League in Australia, and it was the same amount to sponsor the A-League as it was to sponsor Crawley Town.
Really?
League Two. So that should tell you, I thought it was really interesting, the kind of where the A-League is in regards to
Dollars.
dollars and just presence in the soccer world.
Right. Yeah.
It's on the same level as League Two in the Premier League.
Which, remember, League 2 is League 4.
Yeah, it's 4 levels down. So it's probably, I would say League Two is probably similar to maybe USL. I think MLS is much closer to the championship than
Yeah, I agree.
League Two. So there is some distance there. But I thought that was really interesting when we have Lachlan Brook who can't get minutes, and maybe he's
Well,
a player.
he showed up late. Did you
Yeah,
see
we
that?
saw him walk in the
He
stadium.
walked in with his blonde little girlfriend.
Well, he wasn't in the
late.
18.
No. Yeah. Crazy, man.
So maybe he's a player that's going to make way for an international spot because he just could not find any minutes. But obviously they rate Piol because he got in and almost
Beautiful.
almost put that bike away.
That is the first time in probably 7 years of watching RSL where I went like this. Like I legitimately got butterflies in my stomach.
And he hit it so clean, bro. I thought
so
for sure he
sweet.
was going to score, but Bond
That was exciting.
swatted it out of the corner.
And I think if that goal goes in, maybe I have a little different view of the game, maybe a different feeling.
Yeah, especially at the end, getting an insurance goal. The whole stadium's going to go nuts. Come on, Bond. Just leave that. Let that go in, bro. Let's get our goal differential up a little bit, would you?
Yeah, because that's what I've been waiting for. The St. Louis game should have been a game they put away, and they didn't. But also, these are games that could have gone the other way earlier in the season, where they give up a late goal and we end up walking out of there with a point. So
I don't know. It's more calm at the end of this one than at the St. Louis one.
yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know if
I agree with that. I didn't think that. I thought RSL. Well, it was more likely that RSL was going to make a mistake than it was Houston was going to
Do something else.
do something. That's what I kept waiting for, is someone to make a mistake and tap it in the back.
Right. And that
But-
almost happened in that 53rd minute, which we just recapped a
Yeah.
while ago.
So, any more thoughts on the game? I mean,
It was good to see Emeka get on the field, and I thought it was really funny that like as soon as Cabral was able to give him the armband, they kick the ball and immediately blow the whistle. But it was kind of
That
nice.
was kind of funny.
It was like, sweet, Emeka's back for not all the way, but he's in the game. It was really nice because we need him. He's an incredible player.
yeah,
Yep.
it's nice to see him back. So hopefully that foot is 100% and just fine. I don't expect him to start. RSL has a game this Wednesday in Portland. Portland, I watched the game on Sunday. They lost to St. Louis City SC.
Yep.
They were up 1-0, and then St. Louis beat them. And as we're watching this, as we're talking, that saved by Cabral in the 69th minute, where he's one-on-one. Yeah, he is just so good. So
Yeah. And then Piol got stuck on the back line in the 81st minute. The ball got recycled and knocked around, and Piol was playing like center back, and I'm like, somebody get over there. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's Australian. Come on. Help the kid out. Anyway.
he is
ended up
Australian, so
doing
when he kicks the ball, it rotates the other way.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
Spins
Equator
the
stuff.
other way.
It spins the other way. Yeah. So
And then Bodie got forward in the 90th minute, and I'm like,
Just send it.
"Bodie,
Just send it.
And then Luna got on the corner and just didn't realize how wide freaking open he was. And then he crossed it, and Piol with the bike.
It would've
He
been
got up
great.
on his bike. Oh, that was
and I think
cool.
that's just what I'm waiting for, is just that defining moment that you feel like
It's a turning point.
it's a turning point.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like a goal. It's going to be something that
Dude,
really is
that was a
spectacular.
really-
I was thinking about it
play.
today. I wonder if this game against Portland.
Well,
you
especially
got
because you have a
Portland-
rotated squad. You think that probably Johnny Russell's going to probably start because we need somebody in the midfield.
Is T. Wolf still out, or is he?
I think he was on the injured list.
He was on the.
Oh, he was?
for this game. Yeah.
You know who wasn't was Brooke. I don't think Brooke was.
Right. Brooke wasn't on but he wasn't in either.
So I was thinking about it. When you look at the season, usually you don't see, you can't tell what the season turning game is. But if you
Till
look
you're-
back till it's over, but this Portland on the road in the middle of a nice home run, I mean, it could really, if they get 3 points.
That means I'm one step closer to a Catranis jersey.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to give
What's
it to
that
you.
bet again?
Yeah, what is the bet? They don't
He has
lose
to
in
win
the month of July.
In the month of July, yeah. If they don't lose in the month of July, I get a jersey, and if they lose one game, I get him something with a Blackstone.
Yeah.
It might say like an apron that says "I love my Blackstone more than my wife" or something like that. I don't know.
Wow. That's, I don't know.
Well, have you seen my Blackstone?
It's hot.
Blackstones are awesome.
It's hot.
Not as hot as my wife, though. So the game 1-0. I'm really excited to see what happens on Wednesday.
Yeah, hopefully this is all positives into the next game.
Well, and standings wise, did you see
Oh,
what that
we got-
did for us in the
Oh, dude,
standings?
we needed that.
Right?
What do we do? 11th now?
No, we're 1 point away from Houston.
Yeah, so they're right there by us, which, for the stretch we went through in whatever month that was,
Yeah.
we were way down there. But now we're sitting in 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! We're up above 1 point per game. It's 1.19. We're sitting on 21 games played, and we are
25 points.
10-4.
We're at
7,
25 points. Houston in 11th. 26 is Houston. We were 4 points behind, but we picked up 3, so now we're 1. 9th place, Austin.
26.
They have 7 wins, 8 losses, 6 draws, and 15 goals all
Wow.
season. 15.
And how many against us? I forgot.
I can't remember.
Anyway.
It's a long
I
time
shouldn't
ago.
ask questions I don't know the answer to.
And then San Jose, who we play at the end of the month, is 28 points in 8th. Colorado at 29. So from 7 to 11 is 4 points.
Yeah.
And we have a positive home record. 5-4-1, baby. Woo!
Yeah, so we've got Portland, who is sitting in 5th place with 33 points. They're about 8 points ahead of us, or are 8 points ahead of us. 9 wins, 6 draws, 6 losses. So it's a big challenge. I mean, they did not play well against St. Louis, and so you can expect them to be motivated at home. And then we play Cincinnati. That is going to be, if we get past these next 2 games.
Yeah, Cincinnati
That
has
will be-
35 goals.
If we get 1 point,
but they
for
have
each of these
31
games,
goals
that's a
against.
win.
I mean, they're only a positive 4 goal differential.
Yeah, I
They're
thought
no
that was
Philadelphia.
surprising. I
with
thought that was
16.
surprising.
We also have home. You know what I mean? They don't like
Naturally.
playing in dry climate, high elevation. I mean, we got that going for us.
Yeah.
And they're a good team, but they're beatable.
Right.
And then we've got
Maybe they don't travel so well. We'll see.
Chicho coming in at the end of the month against San Jose, and that finishes off the
And it's
the July
national-
quest for a kit for Brendan.
Did you know that? When he arrives, it is National
Masseuse Day?
Masseuse Day, so they're going to close shop when he arrives for that home game.
Yeah, they're going to give him a special. And remember, cheer in the 34th minute, happy ending.
So it's going to be a happy ending for sure.
34th minute, we'll stand up and happy ending. And 34th, and then what minute in the second half?
So you have 69th.
Yeah,
of
very
course.
good. We are going to cheer happy ending. Happy ending.
I'm so glad you guys didn't run that by me before the I would have been like, let's not say that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Double Entendre.
No, but I like hating on Chicho because it's his damn fault that he's not here.
Whoa, edit.
Whoa,
Edit.
bleep. Sorry, kids.
Holy
No, I'm pissed at him. He's killing it in San Jose, and he sucked here at the second half of the season. And anyway, we have every right to be pissed at that guy.
San Jose has 42 goals already.
Stupid freaking 42 goals.
That's where all our 42 goals went. They went to San Jose. We lost 42 goals from last season.
Yeah, well, they gave up 37 too, so it's not like
Yeah.
they're, just killing it.
It's probably super fun to watch them play if it's
Yeah.
42 and 37. So,
Yep.
anything else we could
No.
talk about? I brought up the Crowley thing. We could talk about the Club World Cup. And I have a new team that I really dislike. They go
Dislike?
Oh, yeah, dislike.
PSG?
Chelsea.
Oh, dude, tell me about
Oh,
it.
man. I would run out of elbows if I played against Chelsea and that.
Were you cheering for PSG?
I wasn't cheering for either. I was just watching the game. But that Cucurella, whatever it is.
Cucurella, yeah.
Oh man, I would run out of elbows. I'd run to the store and get more elbows, and that guy would not get out of that game without 45 elbows.
No, I definitely would dump truck that guy.
So what did he do in the game that was so...
So
it's just
he
a-
made a dive in. So he was in the box and he took a touch and the guy swung, and he barely grazed his sock, and he just threw himself to the ground.
And I've watched him play.
Yeah, he's done that before.
He always does. That's what he's famous for. I mean, he's obviously a good player. He stopped that. He made the great defensive play on the pass back early.
Right. He cleared it off the line and.
PSG.
But then, dude, at the end of the game, he was jumping into João Neves,
Oh,
the
really?
Portuguese guy who,
Yeah.
he just off the ball, just kind of gave him one of these, jumped into him like that, and then Neves reached up and grabbed him by the hair.
Oh, and pulled him back, and that's what the
a little
red
bit,
card was?
and that was the red card. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really hoping he would have got a lot more. I like that for a red card. Make it worth it.
Well, here's the thing. I've said this multiple times. I think you card both of those.
Yes, I do.
card the red
Because it
definitely,
created-
that's dangerous.
Yeah, but you get a yellow for the
whatever.
other guy.
Yeah, but go yellow card that guy. You just saw
Absolutely.
it. It's part of the same play.
So
when Pirlo got his red card, which I still think is garbage. The other guy deserved to yellow it because he created all the force. I'm still mad about it. See?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I think you give every card possible based on that, and judging by that, there should have been more.
Yeah,
But
if you're going to
whatever.
punish the retaliation, punish the person that
started
the
it.
initial person.
The initial.
Because what initially started it is a yellow card.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All the
Just
time.
like in the Panama game when we were in that one stupid tournament and Timothy Weah was standing there and the guy just put his shoulder right up in his neck and then Timothy Weah slapped him on the head, right? It's a red card. Yep, you deserve it, but that guy deserved a yellow too for what he did. He cheap shouted you, kind of as part of the game, and then you escalated. So I still think you got to get both cards in there somehow. We got to figure out a way to make that happen.
Yeah, he's like the Diego Chara of the Premier League. He's just like,
Just hate that guy.
oh man. So yeah, congratulations to Chelsea. It's an interesting
Club World Cup thing.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're going to do it every 4 years. So what are they going to do in the 3 years between?
They do the other Nations League stuff. So
Yeah,
you know,
it was fun, but I'd rather see the actual champions like it was play against each other instead of a 32 team. But anyway,
well, gave a lot of potential. But I like that PSG didn't win it. I'm kind of getting tired of them. Plus, if we're cheering for like oil money, right? They're the big oil companies, the big Saudis. They're the big oil. They just pump more oil, and now they can afford bigger players. They have the highest payroll in all of the world. So
yeah,
Let them.
I'm not
Right.
a big fan of sports.
yeah, let them
sports washing.
And but also cheer against them, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what Man City was, man.
Yeah, same thing, right? We're cheering against them too.
So I thought it was exciting. I thought it would be a better game, but PSG was just kind of shocked. Cole Palmer had 2 wicked goals.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy is nice, though. He's nice with it. He delivers almost every single game.
Yeah.
Like, that guy, he needs to be on a different team.
Well, it looks like that they were the youngest team in the competition. They're like 22 to 27, their average age. So
dude.
Did you see
Most of their dudes are young.
Did you see where he put the trophy? When he was getting interviewed, he had a trophy in his pants. And he's like, is that why you have it in there? He's like, I got no pockets.
Well, and their keeper had a great game too. Sanchez, he came up huge.
oh yeah.
3 or 4 times he came up real big. So, congrats to Chelsea. It's hard to say, but congrats anyway.
All right, so thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. Please go and follow us on our socials. Look for us during the games. We're going to be out and about. We've really enjoyed starting to talk to fans, finding out what they think their silver lining of the season is. A lot of it's Diego Luna, but that's understandable.
Yeah, kids playing well.
And you guys need to go to the pregame, man, because there's some good food.
Oh, yeah, we talked to one.
Still thinking about that chimichurri, man.
What was his name?
Oh, I forgot his name. And he's
But
a
if you-
pitmaster, and he has a podcast.
Pitmaster podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pitmaster Podcast. Check it out on our interviews.
hit
It's,
us up.
it's on Instagram. It's on Twitter.
Oh, that tri-tip was ridiculously good.
Oh, yeah, and he sent me what he
shared.
sent me what it
Oh,
was.
he did? Okay, you
Yeah.
gotta send that to me.
Yeah, so I'll show you what it was. So anyway, follow us on our social medias. We'd really appreciate that. That goes a long way in helping us because we aren't going anywhere. We're going to stick around.
No, we're
Keep doing
staying
this.
exactly where we are, man. No endorsements, nothing. We're just
don't worry.
stagnant. We're doing
We're going to keep doing this.
same thing. We give out jerseys. Nobody says thanks. Nobody's like, oh my gosh, you should listen to this podcast.
No,
We
no,
got
no.
a jersey.
Kelly was super cool.
Oh, he was?
Yeah. He's
Oh,
super
okay.
cool
Well,
about
then
it.
I retract that statement.
Yep.
Yeah, and Grizz, we got to get Grizz his because we had two to give away, and probably all know him, Grizz.
The bear from Grizzlies?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No, he's another guy.
Oh, it's a different guy.
He looks like Grizzly Adams.
Oh, nice.
That's probably what it comes from.
That's probably what it is.
So anyway, thanks for
Name's
listening.
Hank.
Okay, bye.